So this week, I thought we would do something super different. So I wanted to try to bring like all my interest into this channel and see what you guys like. And I have some ideas for some Pokemon stuff because as you saw my giant Pokemon shrine, I love Pokemon. We kind of just been buying the cards and not really learning the game. So we've been kind of like homebrewing our own kind of game. Like we're not really playing tournament. Like some of the cards we're using are like super old and stuff like that. Like I know my deck alone would not be tournament, but it's fun. And so I thought that we would just try playing a game with me and Fursuit and see how it goes. So we will start by cutting each other's decks. You can finish that.
Alright. Now you know the rule?
Yep. We gotta shake hands first.
Shake hands.
Alright.
6 cards.
No. You press cards after, remember?
Press cards first.
No. You do your hand and then press cards, remember? 7 and then press cards. How many is that? That's 5, 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, I did 7 right off the top.
Yep.
Look at me.
Now you gotta do 6. This is
Can you help out?
yeah.
Did you show what the card was?
5, 6.
Alright, and then we do our basics. Oh my god, this is so hard.
Your first Pokemon face down.
What's my last card? Alright, we'll put... This is alright. Yay, I did it. So 1. It's gonna be upside down. I can move it. And then any basics. It's in the back. So put that one down. Then go ahead and put the coin, and I call tails.
Tails. Alright. Tails.
I go first.
Yep.
So flip up. I mean, you can feel free to help out whenever. You can just keep watching the struggle. Whatever's more moving for
Just
you.
keep watching the struggle.
1 card?
1 card.
Is that 1 card?
Nope.
That's 2 cards.
There you go. Take the top one. You can have that one.
Oh, I like that one. Thank you.
Huh?
Alright. So I will put 1 energy on that guy. Can't attack on the first turn, so it's your turn. Okay.
play Pokédex.
Okay.
Look at the top 5 cards in my deck and put them in any order I want.
You got it, dude.
5.
Look at you exercising your hand privilege.
Yep.
I'm glad I have no cards to do any of that kind of stuff. Because there's gonna be no way.
Discard Pokédex.
Okay.
Go ahead. Your turn.
Okay. Do you want to attack?
Can't.
Yeah, you can. You can.
I only have 1 fire energy.
Oh,
I need 2.
Okay. Can't do anything right now. Okay, your turn.
Okay. Draw. Place card. Place an energy. And I'm gonna go ahead and play. I'm gonna attack, and if I flip a coin and it lands heads, I do 30 more damage on top of the 10 damage. So we'll see. Alright, so I did 40 damage.
Okay, you're gonna have to get me the box.
You got 20 health left.
Okay.
Your turn. Yep, you got 1 card. You're good. Are you attaching that
Yeah,
to who?
2 people.
Okay, so attaching to Hoopa. Alright.
I'll transfer 1 of my damage counters to you.
Okay.
So I move from 3, so I from 4 to 3 and you move to 1.
This one.
Yeah, that's good, my bad.
1. 8 to 3. Okay. My turn. Alright, draw. Alright. Go ahead and put in energy. EX Charizard. Reserve ticket. Flip a coin. If heads, I can search my deck for a card, shuffle it into deck, and then shuffle my deck and then put that card on top of the deck.
Okay.
But it has to land heads. If not, then discards. Nope. Tails. Lost the card. That's fine. That's my hand. And we're gonna try again. We're gonna attack. It lands heads, then it does 30 more damage, and that will knock your Pokemon out. Alright. Drifloon's dead.
Okay.
Did you want my help? Alright.
We'll go back there.
Fupa? Okay. No damage counter. 1 price card. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So that just do.
Drop your energy
Oh, well, it was 1 anyway.
on
But,
him.
yeah.
Okay.
So If I remember, because I can't read it, it does damage to your bench Pokemon. If I remember
This
correctly.
attack does 20 damage, and to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon does not apply weakness and resistance for bench Pokemon. So it does 20 damage to 2 of my Pokemon.
And anything you're active or just bench?
To 2 of your opponents. So you can choose my one active and my benched, or you can choose both my benched. But weakness does not apply to benched.
2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Right?
Does 20 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon.
Oh, okay, so I can pick.
Right.
Alright, so 20.
Okay.
And 20.
20 for my Charizard.
Yeah. Don't use mine.
Alright. Alright. Fennekin for another attack. Tails, so it only does 10 damage. There we go.
I think I'm getting better at drawing one card thing.
Yep.
Finally. I love this little baby.
I'll straighten it out for you.
Eesh.
Which one are we trying to grab?
This one?
So you want that one? Alright, attaching third energy.
Yep.
Alright.
Let's see, you have 50 health.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to do another portal strike to boop and boop.
Alright, so he's up to 4, and he's dead.
So I get heck.
So that's your first prize card.
Wow, what a nice prize card.
And I'm gonna move Charizard EX up.
Bring me that bad boy. Bring me them 2 prize cards.
Okay. And draw. Play an energy. Card, so let's move to 2. Alright. So here comes the fun part. I'm gonna flip a coin. I'm gonna play Stoke. So I'm gonna flip a coin. If heads, I'm gonna search my deck for up to 3 basic energy cards and attach them to this Pokemon, and then shuffle my deck afterwards. I got Tails.
Literally just the Naruto sound came to mind.
Alright.
But you don't do any damage?
Nope.
Alright.
Yeah.
Do I do it?
Yep.
Yeah! Oh,
Just that
thank
card.
God. Get some other stuff going up in here. Alright, so we're gonna try to go with my gut. Cause I got 3 on him, that's all I need, right?
Right.
Alright. I can have that. Sweet. And I'm going to pull the strike. So I can't attack next turn though. But it is 120, or 130.
130.
So you're...
I'm at 10 health left.
So you better hope.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not even going to be worth it. Unless you have some sort of healing.
It's 120. So 160, 170.
Yep.
So yeah, you need that. It's 20,
So you
30,
better hope you have
50,
some sort of potion.
60, 70. 6, 12, 18, yeah. Alright. Try this. Alright, cool. I can go for something crazy. 3.
Oops. I was just checking. What's this?
4. You can't attack next turn. Doesn't have a chance. I'm gonna take the chance. Flip it and pray for your heads.
Nope. Hey, you can't curse on my channel. It's a Christian channel. We let kids watch
Go
this
ahead.
channel.
At least you can't attack next turn, so I have one chance to draw it out
You have one chance.
for all that power. Oh.
Don't look at the card.
I didn't.
Okay. Maybe. Alright, we're gonna put. I don't remember. I have a card in the back that I want. I think. Where did it go? That's not the one. That's not the one. There it is. Wait.
Okay.
You can put those underneath the bender too.
Alright, Mr. Energy and regular energy. And Ghastly.
Okay.
Okay.
I can attack.
Yep.
But.
You gotta pay retreat.
Who says that? Wait. Amazingly. Can you read Nightmare to me? Because I can't remember my own cards.
Nightmare. Flip a coin if heads. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now.
Yeah, you have to do that as an attack move. It's 20 damage.
It does 20 damage as is, or only if it flips?
As is, but the flip effect,
Okay. So.
which you can't unless you're gonna do something crazy right now.
Alright, so I'm going to play an item card.
Okay.
I'm going to play Switch.
Alright. So we'll switch your active with one of your benched.
So I'm going to switch my little ghastly up there.
Give me your energy card. And I'll have nails.
I have nails.
You have claws.
But I don't think they help very much right now.
Damage counter still moves.
Definitely. And I'm going to attack for 20, and I guess the flip attack doesn't really count because.
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah. So I
Alright.
get 2 prize cards. Oh my god. Can this stop?
And 2. There you go.
I can't read.
You can't swim.
I can't swim. Oh! That is the card I wanted. Nice. Okay.
Alright. I'm gonna draw. Play.
You're lucky.
Yeah, I have a feeling I'm gonna die. Alright, so I'm gonna do energy recycler. So I'm gonna pull 5 energy, basic energy cards from my discard pile and put it in my deck.
Do you even have one? Nice. And shuffling back in.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to.
Check up. Shuffle my deck. Would you like me to cut it?
Yes, please.
My deck.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's that one.
Okay.
play Eco Arm. So I'm going to shuffle 3 of my tool cards from my discard pile into my deck.
Okay.
I'm going to choose Energy Recycler, Reserve Ticket, and Pokedex.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to be shuffling my deck twice. As you can see, I'm not faring very well against the giant cat.
I wouldn't say that.
And that's my move. Go ahead.
We good?
Yep.
This is the draw phase right here. For all the money. Don't look at it. Balls.
Not
Oh
all
no!
the money.
I'm sorry, card. Oh no, I controlled it. I'm so sorry. Alright. I am gonna play this card because I know you don't have any field cards in your deck that can do anything. So if you would like to put that in a position that would be beneficial for us
Alright,
to read.
playing Divisionary Valley. Each psychic Pokemon's attacks cost 1 less colorless.
Mhm.
Alright.
But I didn't get what I want, so doesn't really matter much. But what's going on? I will retreat. Well,
It's going to cost you 1 energy.
yeah. I'll just keep them out there and do 20.
Okay. So you have to flip.
Flip my Gengar quick.
Gengar. If heads. Tails.
Okay, so just 20 damage. That's fine.
Damage counter. Alright.
Okay.
This is very far off of me. Evolve.
Cool.
Go ahead. Oh, you're getting mana cooked.
That's one card, right?
That's 1 card. You're
Don't
good at that.
look at
I'm
them.
not.
You're gonna hate me.
It's the card you need.
Yeah, you're a candy.
Okay. So we're gonna play Rare Candy. Choose one of your basic Pokemon. If you have Stage 2, you can evolve it from that Pokemon and onto the basic evolution. So basically, he's gonna ramp up here in a second.
So that means I'd skip Route 2, right?
Right.
So.
So we're gonna play. We're going right to Gengar.
And this is where it starts getting fun. So, Sinister Fog?
Alright. Sinister Fog is your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. And 1 damage counter on all my bench Pokemon.
So, this is the star of my deck. As you can see, Gengar from the card, from everything. Alright, so as I was saying before I ruined everything with the giant cat that I am, this my deck is obviously based off of Gengar, if you couldn't tell by the various Gengar-esque things everywhere. So this is one of the main parts of my deck, so this is basically where things start getting real fun. There's one other card in my deck for the combo that I play that literally just, it's a really fun combo, but go ahead.
Alright, draw.
No, before you draw, you gotta
Oh yeah, I gotta take my
get
damage.
poisoned. There you go.
Alright.
Yeah, this is where all the fun starts coming in, because once this guy's out here, it's a lot of fun. And it's also nice because this Gengar has no retreat cost. I'm pretty sure this card's like banned because it's just terrible. But it has no retreat cost, so the idea is that I retreat into the other Gengar that I have that does the combo that I need, and it's literally just bounces back and forth with 0 retreat cost, so I'm just constantly doing a bunch of fun stuff. So, go ahead.
I have no energy card drawn, so it's your turn.
Even with putting all those back in your deck?
Yeah.
Oh no. I almost feel bad.
It's gonna happen again.
Don't look at them.
I'm not. It doesn't flip up.
Okay.
Just make sure you don't dump your deck.
I'll put another baby down.
Another
We
gas
can't
in.
have enough gas, please. Alright. So I can use Creepshow.
Yep.
So Creepshow, if it has 3 damage counters, it is knocked out. So the idea is that you oh god. Anyway, so the idea is you use Sinister Fog to do constant damage to the benched Pokemon. Once it hits 3, you knock it out, so then a benched Pokemon comes in and it's already like, it starts off with damage already. So having it already start off with damage, it comes in, all you gotta do is get it poisoned. Once it's poisoned, in between each turn, racks up, 3, knockout, and you just keep going. So that is the slow burn version of this deck. When the second Gengar is in there, it's literally like a 3-turn win. But go ahead.
I kill. Alright. More Rapidash up. And I extrude.
No!
So, it's your turn again.
No! That doesn't feel fair.
That's part of the game. It's RNG.
You shuffled 5 back in.
I did.
I'll give you my energy. I've got too much. That's like all I have.
Well, here's where the fun begins, right?
Alright, so yeah, I don't need that right now. So I will just preemptively, if I can grab it.
You need assistance grabbing that card.
No, I got it. Preemptively put another energy on the little baby. And I will do another Sinister Fog. So you're poisoned. And 1 for the back row.
Yep.
And then change turn.
Poison.
Take 1. Draw your card. And it's your turn. Please draw something so you can do something. No!
No.
No!
Go ahead.
This isn't fun! It's not fun when there's no competition.
Well, this is what happens to me.
How many cards do I have in my hand?
I don't know. I can't see past your meaty claws.
I can't either. That's 2, 3. I have 5.
You're good. Yeah.
I'm good. Because normally I end up having too many cards in my hand, and it's normally my main issue, and I have to like discard stuff. So I am going to Sinister Fog. So you replace your poison with another poison counter, and then your back row takes 1.
Okay.
Because you can't be double poisoned.
Right.
That'd be fun.
And
And now at 3. Hope to God you get something. No!
Nope.
You were doing so good!
it was.
There's just something about this deck. I think it's just the synergy.
It's scaring my energy cards. And
Yeah, I just have such, like, I'm not gonna, like, I don't want to brag, but we've played maybe, like, 12 games. I want to say about 12 games to get all together, and he's only beat me once. I've literally only used this deck. I, like, self-made this deck, and I've tweaked it and stuff like that. Like, the first rendition of it, like, the second rendition of it was when I had lost because I had put, like, too much basic Pokemon in it, so like there were like too many Pokemon, so I wasn't getting my Gengar, so I put in like more like support ones and tried to do like more Gengar based stuff, and since then, I'm so sorry. You just have such bad luck, and it's so funny because it's Gengar, and I feel like it's Gengar's the reason why you got the bad luck. So I'm gonna creep show.
Alright.
Bye, Rapidash. Take the prize card. Oh.
This won't matter. I'm gonna tell you this right now. This won't matter.
You can't even put down a basic Pokemon? Oh, you have an energy. Okay, cool.
It won't do anything. Switch this Pokemon with one of your benched.
Oh no! It's Roar, isn't it? Or something like
It's
that.
Hind Kick.
Oh, Hind Kick. Roar. Oh. I'm so used to Growl telling Roar because of the video games.
I can't do the switch.
You don't even. No. Alright. So. Do I have one? Did I pick up one?
Yep.
Oh yeah. Alright, so.
Goes Pokemon, goes Cat.
Whoops.
You dropped your draw card. It's face down.
No, that wasn't my draw card. That was a card that I was gonna put down anyway. There's an energy. Not that it really matters, but my prize card was a Haunter. So, Creep Show, you have 3 damage counters. And that's my last prize card, and also your last bench
My last
Pokemon.
and you win.
So that means I win. And my last prize card was a Poison Barb. This is the 3rd time my last card is Poison Barb, and I need to put more in my deck, but I don't want to mess with my deck because my deck works. But this has literally been the 3rd time. Do I even want to?
This is my prize cards. It's Fire Energy. I had an Eversoda, my Charmeleon. I had Wally, which is what I needed.
Oh,
Another
another Fire Energy.
My hand was a Lucky Helmet, which would allow me to draw 2 cards, which wouldn't have mattered. Energy Recycler.
Which
I didn't have
you
enough.
Don't have enough in there.
Fighting Belt, my other
Oh my
Eversoda, and a
God.
Koala.
No, you want to see my hand?
I'll show your hand off. This hand included a Honedge, Professor's Letter,
That was a prize card.
another Jirachi, Double Energy, and Professor Center Lady.
That was a card I accidentally bent a little bit. Is she okay?
Yeah, she's
She's
okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, to describe my deck, and then I'll let him describe the deck. My deck is based on, like I said, the star of the show that was out there. There's a GX version of Gengar that I have that does more like creeping damage. So the idea behind it is you just rotate between the two because this Gengar has no retreat cost, and the other one, what? Are you just going through it? You just hurt yourself.
Yep.
You just
Real
stop
bad.
hurting yourself. So the idea behind it is that this one will start off and it'll lay down that poison, and then you get your GX one and it has no retreat cost, so you retreat into it. So the next one, it has a move that does 30 damage, which is the 3 damage counters needed for Creep Show to eliminate it, and then it escapes back to your benched Pokemon and switches with an active Pokemon. So basically it's just a constant cycle of you just keep taking them out. So once it gets started, it's kind of hard to stop unless you take out one of them. And I have 3 of this version, another version of a Gengar, and then I have 2 of the GX because I think you're only allowed up to 2 GX. But yeah, this is literally the 3rd time in a row though that Poison Barb's been my last prize card, and I'm a little salty about that. But I'm sorry.
It's
That
okay.
doesn't even feel like a real win because you were so like drawn out on.
No, it happens. It's RNG.
Oh.
It happens. We actually shuffled the decks several times over. We even fixed the mana, or not mana issues. We fixed the energy issues. We fixed
It comes
everything.
from Magic the Gathering.
And it just didn't turn out well. My deck is based on Charizard's EX version, basic one, and what it's supposed to do is keep ramping my energy back into my deck. And while that occurs, during the energy ramping to bring it back into my deck, he keeps casting Fire Blast, which is 120 damage. So I'm constantly trying to wipe the field out as fast as possible. But if I don't get the card, I don't get the win.
Yeah. So it's kind of I feel like something that you could fix on your deck would be
Energy.
like for instance, like you see how I have Jirachi. Jirachi's Wish is a 1 in energy, and it allows me to draw whatever card I want. That's why I have 2 of them. So like I have a lot of supporting Pokemon, which like I feel like with playing Yu-Gi-Oh the way I did, because I played a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh, Ghost Tricks or Day, and which are a lot of like supporting one another. So I feel like since I play such niche decks, like for instance, like I played the whites from Yu-Gi-Oh. This probably means nothing to you if you don't play Yu-Gi-Oh, but having like the Skull Servants and stuff like I like playing decks where it's like I like taking these Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh that like are like jokes and making them into something to actually be afraid of. Like for instance, like the Skull Servant, like King of Skull Servants, based on how many Skull Servants are in your graveyard, that's how many attack damage he has. And it's like when you're fighting it, you're like, oh, it's a Skull Servant, it only has 300 attack, like I'm just gonna get rid of it. So like by the time I bring out King of Skull Servants, and like you look in the graveyard and it's like, oh, so you have 1200 attack now, so yeah, it's a little bit of a something to be afraid of. So yeah, those are the decks I kind of like playing. He kind of likes playing burn decks, and it's kind of hard, I feel like, in Pokemon to get burn decks. I feel like Magic the Gathering and Yu-Gi-Oh are way more aimed towards like burning and stuff like that, whereas I feel like Pokemon, it's a little bit harder to do that, because as far as I know, there's not a lot of cards that like really affect your opponent that hard, and I think that's where
My problem was.
that problem lies. And so it's like not having Wally, like I feel like having Wally is very important, as you said. But that was that. That was me playing in Suit, and I had a lot of fun. Thanks for being my hands for the majority of it. I did my drawing mostly by myself, so I'm proud of that, and I did play things. But so that's that. If we did anything wrong or broke any rules, I apologize. Like I said, we're new to the game. We're kind of just collecting the cards, just to collect the cards, and we're like, why don't we learn how to play? And so we like playing it, and I like winning.
That's it.
And so that's that. I hope you guys had fun watching. If you want to watch more games like this, you want to see like different types of decks, or you guys have any ideas, we have more ideas for doing more Pokemon related things, because like I said, it's one of my really big interests, and I feel like a lot of people like Pokemon, so like I want to try to do some of those. If you guys have any ideas, I'm more than open to any sort of suggestions, anything Pokemon related. And with that, I want to thank you guys for another week's video, and I can't wait to see you guys next week. Bye!